Today, you guys are going to teach me about famous Germans that only Germans know about. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am Donnie, and along with my wife Aubrey, we are two Americans currently living in Germany with our baby and sharing all of our experiences living and traveling throughout Europe. Being an American can kind of be an interesting experience as we go anywhere in the world, and for the most part, our celebrities are celebrities in other countries too. I mean, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Will Smith and Chris Rock. These are all Americans who are world superstars, and you can go nearly anywhere in the world and these celebrities will be loved or at least known. However, after moving to Germany, one of the most fascinating aspects of living amongst a different culture and in a different country is learning about who the local celebrities are. Now, I say local, but what I specifically mean is finding out who are celebrities within the borders of Germany whose names and faces are completely unknown outside of the German-speaking regions. Now, Germany has produced world superstars, and this video isn't to say they haven't. I mean, you have Albert Einstein, Heidi Klum, Boris Becker, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wait, he's actually Austrian. But I want to dive deeper into specifically German pop culture today. So to help me get to know it better, I asked you guys on Instagram to send in who Germany's biggest celebrities are, and I'm going to look them up to see if I know them or not. So that's exactly what we are going to talk about today in our video. Not a rant, aber sie sind nicht bekannt im Ausland. Go ahead and drop some names in the comments below. Who do you think are some of Germany's biggest celebs right now? But first, let me share with you a couple that I know of and I find really interesting, and I want to know your thoughts on these people. All right, one of the very first celebrities that I became aware of in Germany was because of kind of how outrageous he looks, I guess you could say, Harald Glückler. And that is a name that I will fully admit is really hard for me to pronounce. Of course, O with umlauts for English speakers is very difficult to pronounce, especially when you have two right after each other. I assume that's like Glückler. But maybe the name has part to do with why he isn't known in the US. It's like we don't even know what to do with a name like that. And this is one that nobody sent in to me as one of the most famous celebrities in Germany right now, which kind of surprised me because I think he also was just in a German television show. What I have found out about him is that he was a German fashion designer, and I think he got to start in Stuttgart, and he has his fashion brand Pompous, which is I think play off of his name as well. His name isn't originally the two O umlauts, the O's. His name originally had one, but as you can see, he likes to go a little bit extra, so we added that extra. But he also has music that, I don't know if you would say it's popular in Germany, but it's catchy. But this is a guy that, yeah, is a very interesting personality that I had never known about before moving to Germany. Now the next one is one that definitely stuck out to me because every single time I felt like I watched a game show of some sort in Germany, it was always hosted by the exact same guy. And so I saw him all the time, and that is Kai Pflaume. I don't know what is with Germany and not getting creative with having different hosts of German game shows, but it's always this guy. Wer weiß denn so was? Klein gegen groß, nur die Liebe zählt. That looks like an old one maybe. Kaum zu glauben. He's got a nice way of talking. I feel like very calm, a warm voice. That one is one that has stuck out in my head and something that I immediately recognize in Germany as someone that seems very famous that I had never heard of in the US before because these game shows don't air in the US. I want to talk about that I had never seen before until we came to Germany, and suddenly he was like this huge star, which actually isn't a real person, but that is Bernd das Brot, who, if I remember right, kind of after stopping and watching just tiny tidbits, I can never really take very much. He is kind of this depressed loaf of bread, and he's constantly sad and angry, but it's like a German television show, and he just like stands in this like white room with kind of nothing around him, and it's like this weird, like eerie show that is just totally different than anything that I'm used to in the US. Yeah, I mean, right here we can see Mist, which is kind of like the way of saying like crap in Germany, just like when you're upset, like dang it. But this is so funny, like that I guess is kind of his almost like just phrase, just like crap, dang it. And then there's one last person that I had never seen before that also has kind of like a unique look that I see all the time in Germany, primarily on a show that's almost like in the US we have Antiques Roadshow, which is where people bring their different antiques to experts and they give them the values of it. And there's a show in Germany that is similar to that called Bares für Rares. German R's are so hard for me to pronounce. But the host of this show, yes, there he is. The man with the mustache. And I've seen him not just on Bares für Rares, but also on other like talk shows. There's like panel shows that Germany has that is kind of unique that US doesn't have, where it's like people will sit in a circle and kind of just like talk, I guess, politics or different things. Or I see him also on like different game shows. He's a guest on those quite often. So he's a pretty big personality from my perspective in Germany that I had never seen before, but how could you not love that mustache? Look at that guy. What a just amazing look. Those glasses and that mustache, spectacular. What do you look like without his mustache? Is that even like a thing? Do people know? Yeah, it doesn't look like there are any pictures of him without a mustache. Can he survive without the mustache, or is that kind of like his life force? That's enough of celebrities that I have kind of seen, but now I want to get into the celebrities that you guys sent in to me to see if I know any of these names. So let's get into that. Real quick, guys, I want to let our patrons over on Patreon know how much I really appreciate their support. If you would like to know more about what they do and how you can support our channel like them, I will leave a link to our Patreon in the description below for you to check out. But if you all would also hit that like and subscribe button, even just that goes a long way in supporting our channel. Now, back to the celebrities. So of the names that I had sent in to me on Instagram, one of the first ones that I noticed came in a lot, which makes me think that this is one of the biggest personalities in Germany right now, is Jan Böhmermann. And I definitely could be pronouncing these horribly, but let's see. Ah, yes. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. From what I've seen on German television, there's not a lot of like late night shows, as in like in the US we have like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and it doesn't seem like as popular with German television. And I think he's the one that is like the biggest one. However, if I remember right, what I know him the most for, years and years ago, I had seen Laugen Get Back. Yes, Laugen Get Back, and it's really catchy actually, it's very good. And that is what I know Jan Böhmermann from. But other than that, no, I had never seen him before in the US, and I don't think I ever would have known him unless I moved to Germany. Okay, the next one that I had sent in a lot was one that tended to come in a duo, it seemed like. But it also was interesting because I saw one of the names sent in on its own more than one of the other ones, and that is, I would pronounce it Jocko und Klaas, but maybe it's Yoko. But whenever these were sent in, I saw just Jocko or Yoko more than und Klaas. I don't know what is up with Klaas, why he's not as famous. Maybe you guys can explain. I think of these two guys, the only one that I recognize is, I'm guessing, Jocko, which is on the left. So I have seen him on, I feel like a couple of episodes, or at least one episode of Klein gegen Groß. And specifically the one that I saw, he was in a big machine digger and he was trying to hang bottles by the cap on a string using the big digger. And I don't know, like, what is Jocko famous for? Because he seems like he's just kind of like a TV personality based off the pictures. He's a German television host, producer, and actor. Wow, he's 43? He looks really good for 43, to be honest. I thought he would have been like 32 or 33. So I don't know what qualified him for that episode of Klein gegen Groß to hang those bottles. Doesn't seem like there's anything here that says that he worked in construction or something. Seems like he's always been like a television host or something. But let me know, you guys, like, why was he sent to me and not just Klaas on his own? What makes him more famous than his partner? Helena Fischer. Helena Fischer is a German Schlager singer, dancer, entertainer, television presenter, and actress. Schlager Königin. Ah, so the Schlager Queen, eh? Now that I see a picture of her, I am pretty sure that I have actually seen one of her music videos before. Because Schlager, yes, is a music genre that is unknown in the US, but it's kind of like, maybe you guys can help me in the description below, but like, how would you describe Schlager? I would say it's kind of like almost what you would imagine German, like Oompa music mixed with like European disco music, but it's like the old world of German music meets new world, but almost like with kind of stuck in the 70s. I think it's kind of polarizing. I think some Germans love it and some Germans hate it. And I think I kind of fall in the middle where it's like I'm intrigued by it, but I can only listen to like one or two songs before I kind of go, okay, that's enough. Which song do I know of hers? I heard, yes, Atemlos durch die Nacht, which is like Breathless Through the Night. But her, I think it definitely like seems to make sense why she's not popular in the US, because this music genre is completely unknown. I do actually know her from this one music video, and that's it. So another name that I got sent in a lot was Mark Forster. And I do have to admit, it was one that I definitely recognized because he definitely is very prevalent in German pop culture from what I've seen, because I know he's a host of The Voice, yeah, right here, The Voice in Germany, but he also is best known for his musical career. Of his music, the one that I know him for was a celebration for another character that is very famous in Germany. That is, well, the song is Ich frag die Maus, and it's celebrating, gosh, who is this character? I can't remember. Is it just Die Maus? Die Sendung mit der Maus. And Mark Forster came out with this song, and it was like to celebrate this television character. But also it's funny because like it's a kids TV show, but I know a lot of adults still love it. And this song, which is celebrating this like children's TV show, was playing just like on normal German radio along with all the other pop songs. I think he always wears that hat and glasses too. I think that's kind of like his signature thing. What does his hair look like? But is he bald? Is that why he wears a hat? Look, every picture he has a hat. Is that him? If that's him, wow, almost recognizable without the hat. So he is balding? Is that why he wears a hat? Interesting. Never seen him without a hat on. Okay, another name that I was getting quite a bit is Herbert Grönemeyer. Umlaut, German R's. When you have that combination, that's a difficult name for me to pronounce. But I see here Das Boot. So I'm guessing he was a star in Das Boot, which I still haven't seen it yet, so I don't know for sure anything about that movie. But I do know it's like one of the best war movies just in general ever made, but also one of the best German movies ever made. So I need to watch Das Boot still. Based off his picture, I definitely don't recognize him. Honestly, he kind of looks like our pediatrician here in town. Herbert Arthur Wiglaf Clamor. Wow. That is an awesome name. That is a long name. How many middle names do Germans give their kids? Herbert, Arthur, Wiglaf, Clamor. I've never heard of Wiglaf. Is that a common German name? So he is a German singer, musician, producer, composer, and actor, popular in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Grönemeyer starred as a war correspondent, Lieutenant Werner, in Wolfgang Petersen's 1981 Das Boot. In my head, that gives me like David Hasselhoff vibes, because he was an actor and also has a music career, but like honestly I think his music is kind of a joke in the US, and so people don't really respect him as a musician so much as an actor. But Herbert Grönemeyer, do you know him as an actor or a musician? Sekundenglück, is that his most popular song? Clearly, actually, based off of my results here, I've listened to one of his songs before, Der Weg, but I do not remember ever listening to that. Okay, so the song definitely, I would say it's good. I would say his voice is kind of cool and interesting. So because I don't have that connection, I guess, to him of Das Boot, that maybe you have that connection. I totally see it works as a singer, but I want to know, I'm interested, do you guys know him as a singer or an actor? And is it weird that he has a music career, or do they both work to you, or what? Because yeah, interesting when actors move to music. Sometimes it doesn't really work so much. Thomas Gottschalk. Oh. Thomas Gottschalk, he is a German radio host. That makes me think, is he like the German, what's his name? Is he like the German Howard Stern? But I don't feel like radio hosts typically have like really big followings. So it's interesting that someone who's listed as a radio host is sent to me as one of Germany's biggest stars. But he's a German radio host, television host, and entertainer. So he does more than just radio, it seems like. And actually, yes, this is ringing some bells, because in one of our recent videos, I was talking about how German television shows go way longer than American television shows. And one of the best examples of that is the television show Wetten, Das. And whenever I was doing research for that video, I looked up Wetten, Das. This video, I remember the suit jacket, because it was a pretty dope suit jacket. When he walked in, he just kind of like, look at him. He looks like he just kind of owns the place, and he knows that everybody knows and loves him. The people are all, there's some people standing, giving him a standing ovation. Look at him, he just, yes, the people love him. The people obviously know Thomas Gottschalk very well, but it looks like he's been famous for a long time in Germany, because yeah, the whole crowd now is just standing for him. So clearly, Germany loves this guy. He seems like he's probably like one of the treasured heroes, trying to get him to stay. Come on, guys, sit down, but they don't because they just love him too much. Do you guys know him just for Wetten Das? Do you know him from other stuff? Let's see, Nasen? Wow, the super nose? What is that? So he's also like an actor, I guess. Is he like one of Germany's like most beloved, like treasured icons? There you have it, guys. Super interesting to find out these people. I mean, let me know. Do you feel like these are also some of Germany's biggest and most prominent celebrities? Or are there other ones that you guys didn't see in this video that you would say are maybe bigger than the ones that I saw today, or are just as big as these that maybe I haven't heard of? Let me know those in the comments below. To see who made it this far into the video, the random question of the week is original Spezi or Paulaner Spezi? Which is the better Spezi? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you in our next video. Of living amongst a different culture and in a different country, but maybe it is German TV. Star that brings you the key messages. Blinkist is a great app that brings you the key messages. What?